All right, welcome back to another week of preparation outlook. So, as usual, we will go through the DXY chart first before anything else. Let's go to monthly, as we will have today close. We will have today candle close as the monthly close. Um, on the monthly basis, I think we can have hmm, potentially the monthly fair value to be drawn. Um, So right now we have taken a couple of times of the sell side liquidity and price looking to slow down on the downtrend. Potentially we will want to see price coming back up to the monthly fair value and then back down again. So it's still unclear because we can see that the past 2 weeks it has been sideways for most of the time and nothing really big on the USD currency. And if you can look at some of the major pairs, it has already reached the external liquidity, the buy side liquidity, most of them. It's been bullish for those pairs, the Australian dollar, US dollar, pound dollar, New Zealand dollar, mostly. So I would have some weekly POI marked out for those pairs here, but nothing really major to look at. Euro tends to be a little bit weaker than the rest of the pair here. Uh, Not showing sign for another new fair value to be created. Look at pound dollar, clearly it's much more stronger than euro dollar. So we can wait for this. I think it's potentially continuation to the upside. So we want to see price come back down to have weekly fair value to be filled. Uh, so things like that. And then we want to see a shift in lower time frame for continuation. Right now sideways again. So I'll mark this out again as well. Pound dollar. And the USD, same thing. Nothing really major. USD Canadian dollar. Sell side liquidity has been taken out. Uh, no monthly fair value, so only weekly fair value. I think the move for this downside has already completed, at least for this range. Whether or not it will come back down a little bit more to the low here, it depends on how price want to react within this range here. If price displays up, creating a new bullish fair value, we can look for longs. If not, I think it's continuation down. This is crap. We don't trade this kind of price action over here. So we want to skip this until it's clear to us. Weekly has been 6 week of sideways. So nothing to be traded on this. I actually looked at a few charts yesterday, but without any recording. I also posted this in the Discord. Um, so I was looking at two Japanese yen pairs, specifically the USD JPY and the Canadian JPY. But comparing both together with USD Canadian dollar, I would lean towards Canadian Japanese yen short instead of USD JPY because the strength shown on USD Canadian is a little bit stronger. So typically we want to have a weaker pair to short. So if USD CAD is strong, bullish, meaning that the USD is stronger than Canadian. So as a prefix wise, we want to short Canadian JPY. I'm still waiting for daily candle to close so that we can confirm whether the daily fair value is created in a way. But we'll see. I think we can get. There's a lot of news for the next few days, at least for this week. Uh, Japanese on 1st of October, 2nd of October, and 4th October. So I think we can get some move over here. Uh, Look at this weekly candle. We have pretty nice wick into the order block together with fair value. Liquidated all this high over here, buy side liquidity, and had potentially downside order flow. So this is on my watch, definitely on the daily watch here. Um, yeah. So going back to dollar silver, I think we have already taken out the high, no displacement up. On a monthly, no displacement up as well. Weekly, we only have this fair value at the bottom, so it's not clear to me. I've taken a long, sorry, I've taken a long on gold last night. Reason being, I was looking at this daily fair value, with potentially upside 1 hour fair value created from last Friday. I have to admit that it was a little bit impatient for that trade. Reason being that after I reassessed this during my journal, I saw that two reasons basically. One is because of the previous Friday liquidity. And then also this daily fair value has not been filled 50% at least. That's my it's not a hard rule for me, but it really depends on what kind of setup we have. So I think the previous Friday liquidity is a key point. Usually day one of the week will actually take out previous Friday high or low. So this is a very good example to see how liquidity is taken and then to wait for the liquidity to be taken before we take any trades. So I had -1 hour for this week so far. I will be more patient going to the week. Talk about some cross pairs that we can see. Australian dollar, CAD. This is still bullish, but we just need to wait for the new fair value to be taken. Um, Going to the week, maybe a few more weeks. I think at least 1 or 2 weeks more because this is a weekly chart. I drew this a few weeks ago. It looks like it's still bullish at this moment. We have sell side liquidity at bottom. If so, we have a monthly fair value and the weekly fair value overlapping each other. So to me, for Australian dollar, Swiss franc, it's bearish at this moment. If this fair value is holding, is being respected, I would say that price is still bearish, and we will typically want to have at least a daily fair value created from this POI, and then we take a shot down to the sell side liquidity. This is a good pair to look at. I still have this on my watch list since a few weeks ago. Nothing clear on this. Initially price was bearish, but it kind of disrespect the bearish fair value, creating a new fair value here. So I wouldn't want to short this long this at this moment. We covered this just now. Talk about the Japanese yen. We want to take a shot. So we still want to watch this a little bit closer because want to see whether this fair value is holding up good. Don't worry, I will talk about some of the Bitcoins, some of the major crypto and indices if you guys are interested to look at. Nothing on this. Euro AUD, I think we're still bearish. Um, so move for this. So I think we are still bearish on this buy side taken. So without any displacement to the upside, I think next target would be the sell side liquidity, even potentially at this low, but nothing for now. I think we're still waiting. This is crap too. Nothing's clear. Euro Swiss franc, nothing's clear. Japanese yen. Compared to Canadian Japanese yen, I think this is a little bit stronger because of the bearish fair value has been disrespected at this moment. Looking daily, might have a daily fair value created. So, well, we will see again. Going to the week, we will see which one's the weaker pair to short. Euro, New Zealand dollar. Again, same thing. Buy side taken, so sell side will be the new target. Pound Australian dollar, all this. So price taken the buy side, same thing. Uh, fail to hold this fair value. No new, no new created, no new high created. So I think we are going to the low. Pound Canadian dollar, high taken. I think we've taken a high, yes. So buy side taken. This is still bullish. Ultimately, I think we're still bullish at least to this buy side liquidity. This two has been taken out, so just wait for new fair value to be created, and then we are good to go. So this can be removed. Yeah, this potentially weekly out. Pound Swiss franc. Uh, I posted this in the channel. So monthly bullish, respecting the bullish fair value on monthly chart, double weekly fair value created. I think we potentially come back down to this IRL, this fair value, and then has a going to have a shift on daily or maybe H4, and then we can take a long. This is not clear to me. Same thing as the Euro Japanese yen, so I will not take any trade on this yet. So we took this pound New Zealand dollar last week. It was a short. This is the one. Yep. So this is the one. It was a swing position. I think about 1 or 2 days swing position. Uh, so it's not because of price is not bullish. Uh, the main reason why I took this short is because all the buy side equity has been taken out, and then we had a daily break to the downside. So potentially, I think monthly fair value is still the draw. On a higher time frame, I think we're still bullish at this moment. So when daily breakdown, we go down to 4 hours, we can see that there two 4 hours fair value created at this range. If you want to go down a little bit deep, lower time frame, we can see that at this point of time, I actually entered based on 4 hours, so it wasn't something that I was too concerned about. But on a 1 hour or maybe 15 minutes chart, we can see that price liquidate to the high, broke down, has a small little fair value on M15 over here. First tap and second tap, and then break down all the way. So if you were patient enough to wait for a lower time frame and entry, I think potentially we can take this shot over here. Same stop loss. Eventually, it would be 10 RR on this shot. So it really depends on kind of what kind of entry model that you have in your system. On my end, typically on one trade, every single trade, I would tend to aim for 2R, which is 2%. I risk 1% as 1R in general. So that will give me 2R a day or 2R in trade. So if because my account type has a limitation on 2R, capped at target price and also a drawdown on daily basis. So if your account doesn't have that kind of restriction, I think you can go for a higher RR. So so for this one, I think we are still bearish until it's disproven. If we get a price retracement back to this daily fair value, I'll continue to short this back to the monthly. Same idea, same bias. It's just showing you that same higher time frame bias give you multiple entries along the way. New Zealand dollar and Canadian dollar, this is still bullish. Nothing much to say. I think we're still bullish. Just need to wait for price to come back to our POI and then we take a long. Hence, New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc depends on how it reacts in this POI. If we are bearish, we need to see a lower time frame bearish. If not, I think we are still bullish at this moment. Nothing on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, so I will not cover that. Need to be able to spot a high probability setup or a low probability setup. So anything which is disrespecting each bullish and bearish fair value would be a low probability setup. Nothing really clear on this daily chart. Nothing. I think we have first tab, second tab. This is not a bad one, to be honest. So I think we might have some chance for this. Well, this might be one of the pair that I can look at going into later computer session. So reason being, on a weekly, it's not really clear, but there's no weekly fair value over here. Um, Internal structure, it looks like we have created a higher high and higher low. So I really want to see price will hold this 4 hour fair value in 2 hours time. And then we can see whether this will give us an entry going into the Asian session tonight. Yeah, potentially I think it's a long. It's long. So we will see later. Yep, so this is on watch. Nothing on this. Nothing on this as well. I think it's still bearish, but we have to wait for an entry to be given on lower time frame. I don't enter anything based on weekly. My sweet spot would be M15, 1 hour or 4 hours entry. Um, so if I were to enter based on 4 hours, for example, I don't have to wait for Q zone to have to set up present. Okay, talk about some of the indices. So comparing Nasdaq and S&P 500, I think S&P 500 is a little bit more bullish. As you can see, it made a higher high. Nasdaq didn't. Dow Jones also made a higher high. So I will just cover the stronger one then. If we want to short, we want to short the weaker one. If you want to long, we want to long the stronger one. So I will not cover Nasdaq at this point. For S&P 500, this would be the new fair value created. So new external high on a daily basis. No new fair value created over here. It's only at the downside. So we would want to see price come back down first before we take any long. If price reach the external high before coming back down to the internal fair value, then we'll reassess again. I don't typically trade indices because I don't usually trade New York session because of my work schedule. So I typically trade during the Asian session. So I will focus more on the Forex pair, for example, the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and Japanese yen, and sometimes gold. Crypto, so crypto, we reacted off nicely on the monthly fair value, nothing on, also overlapping with 3 months. Created a new weekly fair value. So I think we are still bullish at this moment. We made a new weekly higher high. We want to see a lower high, sorry, a higher low over here. So price might come back down to the fair value overlapping with some order blocks. So wait for a shift on 4 hours or maybe daily, and then we can take the high, take the long. The next move up, if we are still bullish, the next move up will be quick because we have all the confirmation in terms of high time frame and the lower time frame. So it will be parabolic. ETH, Ethereum, no higher high. So um yeah, Ethereum is a little bit awful than Bitcoin, I would say. So if we want to long, I wouldn't long Ethereum at this moment at least. We want to see a structure shift first before we long this. 3 months. Okay. So we have 5 more hours to end the 3 months chart, 3 months candle. As long as it doesn't close below the fair value, I think we are still bullish. And on a low time frame, I think we can go with this this weekly fair value. So potentially still upside. Yeah. Ethereum, Bitcoin. So this chart is basically to see how altcoin is performing. If altcoin is the outperforming pairs, I think we need to have this bullish chart. I think ultimately we're still bullish on this, but just not ready yet. Just not ready yet. I think we need to wait for at least a weekly fair value to be created and a high high created internally before we go long. And at the point of time, I think we can see some strength in Ethereum rather than Bitcoin. Yeah. So I think we're still bullish on this pair. So Ethereum might be, it's either Ethereum is bullish if you're in a bull run, or if you're bearish, I think Bitcoin will be bearish. So yeah, I think I managed to cover most of the pairs that any of you might be interested to look at. If there's any pair that you would want me to cover in the meantime, or maybe in the next video, please let me know. Please comment down. Please comment in the comment below, and we'll chat soon.